everyone, and welcome to another episode of Financial Freeway. I'm David J. Atwood, the man rocking the Ray-Bans. And I know the Ray-Bans are going to be a thing for a little bit longer, but winter is coming, which means I may have to put these bad boys away. Kind of make it my trademark, so I'm hoping I can get as much mileage out of these Ray-Bans as possible. If I can't do it outside and on the way to work, I'll figure something out. Anyways, today I am talking to you. We're just leaving bowling. Had a great time with some guys playing bowling out in Langford. And now we're heading off home to get ready for a big dinner to have our friends over. And I am talking to you with a very, very sore back. I hurt my back at the gym. And I will tell you, it happens every single time I don't warm up. Every time. Every time I don't warm up, I injure myself pretty harshly. And again, about a year goes by and I figure, I don't need to warm up, it's fine. And this is what happens. Make sure you warm up before you start lifting. That's how bad stuff happens. Anyways, I want to talk to you today about, we talked about budgeting yesterday. Today, I want to talk about what you're going to do with that extra money that you're saving with the budgeting. So we talked about before saving 20%. I'm not talking about the 20% right now. We're talking about that $5 a day fund that you're creating for your pension. Because what I want to talk about is how we are going to create a safe and powerful investment that's going to fund you through your retirement years. That's the $5 a day one. Remember, I talked about this before about taking, instead of going for that cup of coffee or that cappuccino in the morning, instead take that $5 and invest it. And if you are to do that, if you are to invest that money, you will have enough to fund your retirement 100%. And that's it, $5 a day. Now, the easiest thing to do is I use an app called Wealth Simple. And I'm not sponsored or I'm advocating Wealth Simple. I'm just saying it's an app that I use. There are other apps like Questrade, and a lot of even banks now have their own apps where you can invest directly through their apps. But what you can do, and this is where the power comes in, is you can set it up so the money comes out of your bank account every single day. That $5 that you used to be spending for a biscotti and a cappuccino, you now are going to be investing into your fund, your retirement fund. And your retirement fund, and this is kind of where the investing 101 comes into place here. What you're going to do with this is you're going to invest in something that's called an exchange traded fund. This is otherwise known as an ETF. This is one of those funds that is indexed, meaning that it kind of keeps up with the stock market, the S&P 500 if you're in the States, the TSX 60 if you're in Canada. And what it is it's a fund that buys not just one company, but buys hundreds of companies. And it does so in a way that it looks at the top performing companies of the platform, means the Toronto Stock Exchange, and it buys funds for those companies. So instead of investing all your money into one single fund, what you're going to do is you're going to invest into a lot of funds. So say it's 100 companies. And that's what an ETF kind of is. So you invest in this ETF, and the reason you do that is it mitigates your risk. If one company does poorly, well, then you have 99 other companies that are going to do well, or at least maintain, or at least keep up with inflation. Therefore, you're safe. You're safe from having that risk in place where you're going to lose everything because a CEO decides to sleep with a secretary. This is what an ETF is. Now, if you want to learn more about ETFs, a great place to start is a website called couchpotato.com. I was checking it out yesterday, and it kind of breaks down where your risk is, like what kind of risk you're looking for with regards to how much you want to invest and risk. Whereas you can also have one that's very stable, very conservative. At my stage of the game, most of my investment choices are conservative. I want to be very conservative because if I want to retire in 5 years, I don't have a lot of time to take a lot of risk and bounce back from some bad investment decisions. So I'm a very conservative investor right now. If you go to couchpotato.com, it'll lay out all the ETFs in Canada that you can choose from, and you can choose which one suits your criteria for yourself. Now, you pick up that fund, you Google it, or sorry, not Google it, you actually search for it on the app that you've downloaded, whatever app that is. Like I say, I use Wealth Simple. You you search the ticker number, or the ticker letters, and when it comes up, you say you want to invest $5 a day, and you can actually set it up automatically. So $5 every day comes out of your bank account, just the same as if you're buying a cup of coffee with your biscotti on the way to work. It's exactly the same. Or your vape juice, or your little bit of weed you're getting, or the 6-pack. It's all the same. Money's coming out. And the thing is instead of you smoking that money or drinking that money's going to be invested for you, and it's going to be waiting for you at the end of the line when you decide to retire. And that's really what it's all about. This is a basic in investing. I have a lot more to talk about investing. There's a lot more exciting things to do if you want to get a little bit more creative. If you want to be investing in cryptocurrency or some blue chip stock, I'm gonna do a whole episode on that. But today I just am talking strictly about your pension plan, which is $5 a day into an ETF for the rest of your working career. And when you're done, you can start pulling it out, and with the power of compounding interest and indexing, your fund's going to be healthy, and it's going to help you live the rest of your life beautifully. Can't say enough about investing. With the money that you've saved with the budgeting, you're going to invest it. We're going to talk a little bit more about having an emergency fund set up. So you want some cash available, and you want your RSP set up like we're talking about right now, and then you want to invest and have a little bit of fun with the investment, and when we start to really see what happens with it. That's going to be all in later episodes. Thanks so much for watching. Remember to subscribe if you haven't already, and click on the notification bell, so when these things get uploaded, you know exactly when they're coming up. And dropping a comment wouldn't hurt. I'd like to see what you guys think, but the most important thing is that we share this information. My goal is to share this information far and wide so everyone understands that they have a choice to live a life of abundance. Thank you so much. God bless.